soldier boy? This week we going to war with All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Maria Remarque. During World War I, Paul Balmer and his boys catch an earful from their teacher, who tell them they gotta fly them German colors, pack a gat, and run up on that French army. After living by the trigger in the trenches, Paul and his boy Muller hit up their homie Kimmerick, whose leg all jacked up. When Kimmerick up and dies, Muller scores his fresh kicks since K. Diddy ain't gonna be needing them no more. Back at the front, Paul and his G-Man Cat rough through all sorts of redonkulous shit. Fools even get bombed in a graveyard where all that blaze slings up dead bodies. Ugh. When Paul gets leave to go back to his trap, he realizes that the war done changed him so much that he can't even kick it in his hood like he used to. He drops in to pay respects to his mama, who tussling with cancer. A little later, he goes to chop game with some Russian prisoners, who he realizes are just your everyday hoods. Why's he gotta fight them when he ain't got no real beef with them? Back in the shit, Paul gets run into a crater. When a Frenchie hops in with him, Paul whips out his shank and ends that fool. But Paul getting all torn up about his deed, cause he went and ganked some fool he ain't even hate. Ain't that some bullshit? He fesses up to Cat and his boys, but they just like, chill baby, brother gotta do what he gotta do. As the war goes on, Paul sees all his brothers drop one by one. When the Germans start backing down and the end of the war nears, Paul don't give a f, cause he all alone in the world. Then one day, pop, pop, Paul gets pumped full of lead. But it ain't no thing. Paul's finally got a little peace, and nobody else seems to give a damn. The report of the day simply reads, "It's all quiet on the Western Front." Crews from all over the hood say this book be the most throwed up piece of anti-war talk out there. But for a book with so much street cred, most of them ivory tower hoods don't give it much respect. What matters most in All Quiet on the Western Front indeed is the subject, and the book is very sincere. It is therefore not a work of art, but a period piece and a historical document. Then again, as some gangsters say, all good art is born of suffering. Matter of fact, dealing with that post-war funk is the whole reason he wrote the book. The shadow of the war hung over us, especially when we tried to shut our minds to it. The very day this thought struck me, I put pen and paper without much in the way of prior thought. The war don't just ghost brothers, it haunts them too. Just like Paul and his posse, Remarque's whole generation itching to find meaning in the world, but just can't get on that level after beasting through the twisted-ass realities of the war. Not only are those soldier boys alienated from anything they found meaningful before shit went cray, but also from who they are, who they'll become, and the whole world around them. The war has ruined us for everything. We are not youth any longer. We don't want to take the world by storm. We are fleeing. We fly from ourselves, from our life. We are 18 and have begun to love life in the world, and we had to shoot it to pieces. With the world going to complete shit, you only got time to worry about the realest of the reals. And sometimes there ain't nothing realer than the bare necessities, like K. Diddy's boots. When K-Baby buys the farm, his boy Muller gets hooked up with a sweet pair of J's. Then after Muller gets capped, Paul starts rocking them. And it ain't long before Paul follows the rest of them to hang with Pac and Biggie. Not only are them boots symbolizing the raw realities of war, but sporting them pretty much marks your ass for death. Paul lays down the cold truth when he says that life is just dysentery, shells, tanks, gas, common graves, and death. But as dark as shit be, Paul knows that he still got one thing keeping him going. But by far the most important result that it'll awaken in us is a strong practical sense of esprit de corps, which in the field develops into the finest thing that arose out of the war. Comradeship. So come on, comrade, rep that esprit de corps and cop some thug note swag, stay smart, and hit me up next week. Peace.